Hey everyone, Mrs. Bear here. So today I want to just take you through a quick review on how to write an ACEIT paragraph. So if you recall, we use ACEIT for our body paragraphs of our larger essays. We also use it to respond to writing prompts in the general classroom. And so I really thought it would be a good idea to just walk you through the steps one more time. So that way you could refresh your memory because it's been a while since we've utilized ACEIT. So here we go. So the A stands for assertions. And what that means is it's your subclaim. It is one small point to your whole point of your entire paper. But if you are writing just one paragraph, it becomes that main topic sentence that starts a paragraph off. So it is a reason why you believe what you do about any given topic. It does have the same exact format as a claim, but it is smaller in context because you're just dealing with one paragraph. So it has to be defensible, which means it has more than one side. It also has to be precise, and that is where your reasoning comes in. And if you want to make it super solid and get a 3 or 4 on the rubric, it also has to include the other side of the argument, which is your counterclaim. So today we're actually going to be working with this topic right here. Do you agree that cats should be allowed in schools as emotional support animals? So that is our topic. And we're going to pretend like there is an article we've read and choose a side. Do we believe it or not? And in this case, I am choosing the side that yes, cats should be allowed in schools as emotional support animals. So here is the assertion. While studies show that dogs make great emotional support animals to help students dealing with stress, that right there is the counterclaim of the argument. So, right here where it says include counterclaim, boom, done. Emerging evidence is beginning to show that cats make better emotional support animals due to their calm demeanor. Therefore, more schools should allow cats in their building to help high need students dealing with stress and trauma. Now, I know that that's a lot, but it needs to include all of the parts. So we already saw it includes the counterclaim, but it also includes the defensible portion where I say that cats should be in buildings. And I also say the precision part, which is the how or the why or the due to. So it's because of their calm demeanor and they help high need students dealing with stress and trauma. So that's all my precision part. The next part of our paragraph is the context, the C. So when talking about context, that is a short summary of whatever is happening in the text that we have read. So in this case, we're going to imagine that we read an article and we're going to go into the who, what, when, where. And if you have an evidence tracker, this would be a great time to check that out. So here is the context for our topic that we're dealing with. In the article, Cats Shown to Decrease Aggression in Students, the author Katie Keene shares the results of a 2-year study on how cats affect students in schools. She interviewed and observed students' interactions with dogs as well as cats, and what she found was that dogs caused students' energy to be elevated, while cats calmed student behavior. So the article was Cats Shown to Decrease Aggression in Students. The author is mentioned. Her name is Katie Keene. And then I gave a short little summary about what she was doing in the article or what she showed in the article. The next part is our actual evidence. This is the quote from the text. So it's an actual quote. It has to be introduced in some way, it has to be cited with a page number and with quotation marks. Um, and this is what we have for our particular topic. According to the text, comma, 76% of students became calmer while interacting with the cats. And then you'll notice the quotation marks come first, then in parentheses on page 29, and I apologize, this actually should not say page. It should just say 29. So we're going to cross that out and we just put what the actual page number is, not the page. So please remember that going forward. All right. Then there is another way that you can actually write this evidence. You could make it a part of your context or even your interpretation that comes next. So if you look back at our context, I had this little part attached to it, which was she interviewed and observed students' interactions with dogs as well as cats. And what she found was that dogs cause students' energy to be elevated, while 76% of students became calmer while interacting with the cats. So, right here, I made this stronger by including the quote from the text right within my context. So, really think about trying to do that. It's a great strategy to use. Finally, we have our interpretation, or next we have our interpretation. And that is where you explain what the quote means and why it is important or why it matters to your reader. So, this would be things like it is clear and this is important because. And so, let's show you how this is done for our prompt. This clearly shows that cats had a positive impact on the students during the day, which is significant because most people think that dogs are the only animals that have a positive effect on the emotions of children and teenagers. So I'm not just telling what the quote is saying, but I'm also mentioning why it's important. So don't forget, this is a two-part situation when it comes to your ACEIT paragraphs. And finally, we have our tieback. The tieback is where we connect everything together and connect it directly back to your assertion. So in this case, therefore, it is clear that cats would be a healthy addition to a school's therapy program and should be included in the day-to-day lives of students. So I have connected it directly back to the idea that cats should be allowed in schools as emotional support animals. So make sure that you do that. Now, there is one other part to this. So, if you are in ninth grade, you're going to do a standard ACEIT paragraph, and this is where you would stop. Now, if you are in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, you are no longer doing just a one piece of evidence paragraph. You are doing a two piece of evidence paragraph. And so you are going to continue with another set of evidence and context and everything, so you have an ACEIT see it. This will include one assertion, two pieces of context, two pieces of evidence, two interpretations, and one tieback. So it looks like this: assertion, context, evidence, interpretation, context, evidence, and tieback. That's an ACEIT see it paragraph. So 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, this is the style of paragraph that you do. If you are in ninth grade, then it is simply assertion, context, evidence, interpretation, and tieback. You're not doing the second piece of context, evidence, or interpretation. And don't forget, there are two interpretations. It's missing the second interpretation here, but it would include that if you're doing an ACEIT see it. So that is our ACEIT review. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or put it on our parking lot, and I will respond to it as soon as I can. Bye, everybody. See you soon.